Take a look at this. 7 Eyewitness News viewer Glenn Burns posting these amazing aerial pictures of the outflow on Silver Creek into Lake Erie today following yesterday's heavy rainstorms. Now, the rain paved the way for flash flooding that left behind a trail of damage all over the southern tier. All of that damage leaving crews with an endless amount of cleanup work ahead of them now. 7 Eyewitness News reporter Ed Riley has spent the day today talking to people in the southern tier. He has been tweeting these pictures of the damage and the muddy mess that's been left behind. Ed is live in Westfield tonight in Chautauqua County with more on the big cleanup.
Well, Keith, there's actually so much damage here in Chautauqua County that it's almost hard to give you a true sense of just how widespread it is. But here's a good example. We're at the intersection of Gale and Holly Streets in the town of Westfield. And take a look at this. Those floodwaters yesterday were so strong and so powerful, they actually took out a huge chunk of the road. And this is a massive hole. And repairing this and all the other damage here in Chautauqua County is going to take a massive effort.
It is pretty terrible. It has taken a really long time. I feel like we haven't even put a dent in anything.
The village of Silver Creek is now filled with piles of muddy debris as residents continue to clean up from yesterday's flash floods.
The water came down the road so quickly it blew it out. I mean, we weren't home because we couldn't even get to the house at that point.
After the waters broke through garage doors and filled yards and basements, it left behind several inches of mud.
It covered the entire first floor of my house in the back in the muck that we're shoveling right now.
Daniel Smith was just moving into this home on Lincoln Avenue. Now he has to tear out walls and carpets.
It destroyed all of our stuff that we had moved in boxes.
In Brocton, Lake Avenue remains closed after floodwaters exposed and buckled one of the village's main sewer lines. Crews spending the day trying to shore it up. And while trains are again running through Westfield, that was not the case yesterday. These tracks were covered by water and parts of the rail bed damaged. CSX crews also spent the day making repairs.
A long cleanup. This is a lot of damage, something we haven't seen in quite a while.
Raging waters tore up several roads in Chautauqua County, including private roads like this one in Forest Park, Westfield.
We have responded to 144 different responses. Most of those involve flooding conditions.
And even though fire crews from surrounding areas, including Erie County in Pennsylvania, spent yesterday working in terrible conditions to pump out basements, the ground is so saturated that many basements reflooded.
My recreation room and everything is done for.
Now, some more important information for you. Residents who live in the village of Westfield are being told they have to conserve water because they had to turn off the village's filtration system after the storm. And people who live west of Route 5 between Walker and Shorehaven, you're still under a boil water advisory. Now, if there was a silver lining to yesterday's storm clouds, it was community reaction. And we'll have that part of the story coming up at 6 p.m. Live in Westfield, Ed Riley, 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, good. Thanks, Ed. Now, happening right now, authorities holding a news conference in the Chautauqua County town of Mayville, filling in the media on what's happening down there after all this bad weather. Let's listen in for a moment.
There's a lot of personal possessions that are destroyed. She's taking them out to the curb. They're trying to get the muck out of her house. And she has no flood insurance because her home is not located in a floodplain. So it shows the type of devastating personal circumstances that people are facing. And that's why I'm so incredibly grateful for the team that we have here in Chautauqua County, starting at the federal level, on the state level, with our county executive, our county team, and all the local officials. And we always know this, that we have heroes among us. We absolutely have heroes among us. People who risk their lives to save a woman. The WET team was there, responsive, and as a result, a woman is alive today and able to see her family and friends going forward. We have to work together, and I'm asking residents to be sure to report any damage that they may have sustained. It's really important to get those numbers in because we're trying to reach the federal threshold so that Governor Cuomo can contact the president to have a federal declaration declared. We know that there's damage not only in Chautauqua County, but some in Allegheny and Cattaraugus counties too, also in my Senate district. And so everyone is working together to get that information together. We have this.
All right, authorities down in Chautauqua County filling in the media right now and answering a lot of questions about what's going to happen from this point forward as this big cleanup after that terrible weather that went through there yesterday is underway now. We'll have much more on this coming up in just a moment. As we mentioned also, there's a big cleanup going on in Allegheny County.